Galileo by James Reston, Jr. The book is subtitled, A Life. For Edward Burlingame. Prelude. During 1992, 350 years after his death, Galileo Galilei was much in the news. In his native land, the entire year had been set aside for him. Seminars dissected him. Exhibitions celebrated him. Artists sought to capture his essence. In Padua, where he had taught for 18 years and spent the happiest time of his life, they commemorated the 400th anniversary of his first lecture at the university. In Pisa, where he was born and schooled and first became a teacher, physicists prepared to drop balls from the Tower of Pisa, just as Galileo supposedly had done in 1589. The modern scientists, dressed fetchingly in Renaissance garb, mugged for the television cameras as they used Galileo's legendary gravity experiment to publicize their own proposal to test the same equivalence principle in outer space. In Venice, where Galileo had frolicked with a street wench, who eventually bore him 3 children, and where he had presented his invention of a spyglass to an amazed doge, the Galileistas, that small cult of scholars devoted solely to the study of Galileo's life, gathered to applaud one another's papers on such topics as the role of Simplicio in Galileo's famous Dialogue, or the musical culture of Venice in Galileo's time. At the Palazzo Vecchio in Florence, where Galileo had been the first philosopher of the Medici Grand Duke, a stormy conclave with Jesuit astronomers and Apache Indians took place, in which the Apaches lambasted the Vatican for defiling sacred ground by building a modern observatory on Indian burial lands in Arizona, and a Florentine city councilman, an environmentalist by persuasion and a marquis by birth, tried to mediate in the name of Galileo between the two warring sides. In Rome, there were more important doings. For 13 years, since 1979, when Pope John Paul II had requested a commission serenely to reconsider the Galileo case, the Vatican had struggled to come to grips with the most enduring embarrassment of the Church's history. For the Church, the name Galileo was generally coupled with the word affair, like the Dreyfus Affair or the Watergate Affair, and the implication was to cast aspersions on the personality of Galileo, and to distract attention from the actions of the Church. During the 13-year reprise of the case, papers and books were generated by the stack. Conclaves were held around Europe, and commissions were...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?